Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how are you today? I just received this email from a subscriber. She kills me. She's so funny. She said that she sent an email to the White House saying, close the damn borders. Oh gosh, I love you. I really do. You're so funny. Anyway, she sent this to me. It's a copy and paste, so I can't like leave a link or anything. But I'm going to read to you what she sent me. And oh my God, did I laugh? No patches. No, 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 no. Yeah. Anyway, what it says here is the numbers don't lie. The last 3 months under the number 45's administration, 47 ETs were released. And the first part of the Potatoes administration, 61,312 ETs have been released inside this country, contrary to existing laws that are being ignored. That's insane. These are not just from like Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. Patches, stop. I realize you want to be touchy-feely, but not right now. But according to a report yesterday, Patches, come here, come here, come here, come here. There you go. Looking. Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted? Look at the face. All right, go. Sorry, but obviously she needed something. Okay. But according to a report yesterday, ETs from 160 different countries have been identified, including from, can't say this word. I can't, okay? Sponsoring countries and many with records. You can figure that one out, right? And they're on a watch list. So I'm sure you guys can put 2 and 2 together, right? Because that equals 4. You know what I mean? It adds up, okay? You can be sure we will pay a heavy price for our open border policy, just as European countries have done with high crime rates and violence. So, yes, Patches. So, the article that she sent me, like I said, is a copy and paste. And what it says is Border Patrol has released more than 60,000 ETs under the potato. Okay, I can't really say. I have to, Okay, so it starts out like this. CBP has released more than 60,000 ETs into the U.S. since Potato took over, right? And the administration has scrambled to deal with the dramatic surge in numbers at the border, which critics say is a crisis of its own making. And since February, 61,312 ETs have been released into the interior with either a notice to appear or an I-385, which fast tracks ETs out of custody with a notice to report to ICE. Ice cubes. Not Dr. Dre, Ice Cube. Okay, so just 47 ETs were released between October and the end of December. In January, 1,317 ETs were released. Then that number increased to 8,797 in February. and then rocketed to 26,282 in March, and then 26,233 in April. The numbers first reported by the Washington Examiner show the effect of not only the surge of ETs to the border, but also how the administration's efforts in regards to families has been on processing and releasing them to the interior to reduce pressure on border facilities. Now, the number of ETs skyrocketed within weeks of Potato taking office. And although officials have noted that ET encounters had been steadily increasing since April, more than 178,000 ETs were encountered in April, including more than 13,000 unaccompanied children. Now, real quick, okay? I'm saying the word ET, and I'm not saying it to be offensive, okay? I have to use certain words. I don't want to get in trouble, okay? I myself come from a family of immigrants. I have to be careful on here. So please do not take offense to how I have to word things, all right? Because in this article, they're using the word that means ET, but it's not ET, starts with an A, if you catch my drift, okay? And I don't want to use that word because that word can get me into trouble, okay? So, moving on. Critics have blamed the administration's rollback of 45 era policies like the MPP, the construction of the wall, and asylum cooperative agreements with Northern Triangle countries for encouraging the surge. The Potato administration has blamed root causes in Central America and a lack of preparedness by 45's administration. However, the refusal of parts of Mexico to take back certain ET families has exacerbated the issue and led to the release of ETs into the interior. Earlier this week, Acting CBP Commissioner Troy Miller said that one northern Mexican state stopped taking in ET families from the Northern Triangle with tender-age children just days into the new administration. He said that led to a surge that months later would lead the agency to begin releasing ETs into the interior without notice to appears. It's like a thing that you have to show up to court, right? Instead, just giving them a notice to appear at their local ICE office. And CBP data also show that the agency transferred more than 75,000 ETs to ICE and Health and Human Services, or HHS. There are currently more than 19,000 unaccompanied children in HHS custody, where officials are focused on caring for the children and connecting them with sponsors, relatives, some of whom are illegal themselves already in the country. And the administration has been paying for travel costs for both children and sponsors. Wow. Wow. Not for nothing, but I feel bad myself. I feel bad for these kids. Like, when was it? What was it? Like a week? Or maybe it was a little bit longer, maybe a week or two ago, where this family who lives like right on the Texas and Mexico border, they found 3 children. I think one was only like a year or two old, and then 2 of the older siblings. And they were literally like dehydrated, malnourished, and everything else, sleeping in the desert. And this older couple who lives on a farm took these kids in and fed them. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, if it wasn't for this farmer and his wife, who knows what would have happened to these children? It's so sad. It really, truly is. And me and my mother-in-law, we had this conversation. And she said, if I was a little bit younger, she said, she would do what she could. She said that she would become a sponsor. And I said, yeah, you know what? I said, I think I would too. But, but you know what? That would mean that I would have to shut my channel down. It would. Because I would not want to expose those kids. And it's just a sin. It really is. It's a sin. It's a sin because these kids do not deserve to be living like this. Gosh, it breaks my heart. I mean, literally, the kid was maybe 2 years old, asleep in a desert, dehydrated, malnourished. Oh, man. I mean, what? I understand, the life of these people in these other countries isn't the greatest. But there's gotta be a better way than to send your children to walk all these miles to cross a border into America. There's gotta be a better way. Because now those kids are literally in like lockup in a facility. And not for nothing, but are they really truly being taken care of? You can watch all the coverage that you want, but are they really truly being taken care of? I don't know. One video that I watched years ago showed a whole bunch of kids in like cages almost with like Mylar blankets. I mean, that's what we have in our bug out bags, for crying out loud. That's not something that you want a small child to be sleeping with. They need a fuzzy whoopee. I mean, that's, when Andrew was little, he called his blanket, his whoopee. You know what I mean? I mean, that's, God, to even look at him now, you would think, a United States Marine had a whoopee. Yes, he had a whoopee, a fuzzy whoopee, and he had a binky. I mean, it's like, that's what these kids need, these little toddlers. Where's their fuzzy whoopies and their binkies? Do they even get these things in these facilities? I mean, as a mom, I want to know if these kids, I know that they're immigrant children. Who gives a shit? They're still kids. Do they have these things? Do their diapers get changed? Do they have a sippy cup? They're just kids. The adults, you know what? You made that decision on your friggin' own. That's on you. I'm worried about these kids. That's what I'm worried about. As a mom, I'm worried. It kills me. It really does. Because you know why? Because when I see this kind of stuff happening, I think back of when Andrew was 2 years old, and because I raised my niece and my nephew, and when they were little. I can't imagine even them being without parental supervision for 2 seconds. And then, when they were little, if they even dropped their binky, it was like, oh my God, the world is coming to an end. Hurry up, quick, here's another one. If they didn't have their bottle, or their sippy cup, or their favorite snack. Or I'm sure you remember this because a lot of you guys are around my age. If Blue's Clues wasn't playing, right? Or what's the other one? Big Comfy Couch and all those other shows. You mean to tell me that these kids are getting to watch their favorite shows and having their binks and their sippy cups and their fuzzy woobies? I need to know. Anyway, mom rant over. Mom brain has to get rewound and erased. I don't know. All right, I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Stay positive. Keep prepping. And as always, fearless. And if you get the chance, hug your kids a little bit tighter. Tell them I love you one more time. Because I know I sure will. Every time Andrew calls, I always do.